Another scandal. Another shocking headline. Another, "This changes everything." And you feel nothing. No anger, no curiosity, no urge to click. You scroll past, almost relieved. But here's the uncomfortable question. Did you become emotionally mature or emotionally numb? Because stopping to care about scandals isn't always wisdom. Sometimes it's your mind quietly shutting doors just to survive. Scandals used to trigger strong reactions. Outrage, fear, arguments, endless discussions. Now they trigger fatigue. Political scandals, celebrity scandals, corporate scandals. Different names, same emotional noise. Many people believe that not caring means they are smarter, calmer, or above manipulation. And sometimes that's true. But sometimes, not caring isn't clarity, it's overload. Your brain learns that reacting changes nothing. So it saves energy. It stops investing emotions where there is no control. In this video, we'll explore why scandals stopped affecting your emotions, when emotional detachment is healthy, and when it quietly turns into learned indifference. Because not caring doesn't always mean freedom. Sometimes it means exhaustion. 1. When scandals stop triggering emotion. At first, scandals feel intense. Your brain reacts fast. Anger, curiosity, moral judgment. But repetition changes everything. When the same pattern appears again and again, your mind stops treating it as new information. It becomes predictable. It becomes noise. This process is called habituation. Your nervous system learns. Outrage does not lead to action. Attention does not lead to control. Emotional investment has no clear result. So the brain adapts. Not by thinking differently, but by feeling less. This is not a conscious decision. It happens automatically. Counterpoint. Some people say this proves emotional intelligence, that they refuse to be manipulated. Sometimes, yes. But emotional immunity and emotional exhaustion often look identical from the outside. 2. The brain's energy economy. Your brain has limited emotional resources. It constantly decides what deserves attention, what deserves emotion, what deserves energy. Scandals usually fail this test. Why? You cannot influence the outcome. The story will be replaced very quickly. Emotional involvement costs real mental energy, so your brain cuts losses. This is not laziness, it's survival logic. But the danger appears when this logic spreads, when "this doesn't matter" becomes your default response, not only to scandals, but to everything. 3. The illusion of emotional maturity. Many people confuse emotional detachment with growth. They say, "I'm above drama. I don't waste energy. I focus on my own life." Sometimes they are right. But emotional maturity is not the absence of emotion. It is selective engagement. There is a difference between choosing not to react and being unable to react. One is control, the other is shutdown. If you didn't choose to stop caring, your nervous system did, and it didn't ask for permission. 4. Learned indifference. When scandals repeat without resolution, the brain forms a quiet belief: no matter how I feel, nothing changes. This belief protects you from disappointment, but it also generalizes. It spreads to politics, social problems, other people's suffering, even your own goals. This is called learned indifference. At this point, not caring doesn't feel painful. It feels calm. But calm is not the same as healthy. Indifference slowly reduces motivation, curiosity, and emotional depth. 5. Why relief is a warning sign. Many people feel relief when they stop caring about scandals. Relief feels good, like freedom. But relief is not proof of health. Relief often means emotional overload is gone, constant vigilance is gone, moral pressure is gone. The important question is, relief from what? If ignoring scandals feels like relief, it means something was too heavy to carry. Ignoring that signal is how emotional numbness becomes permanent. 6. When not caring is actually healthy. Let's be precise. Not caring is healthy when you consciously limit media exposure, you focus on things you can influence, you still feel concern in real-life situations. Detachment becomes unhealthy when nothing triggers emotional response anymore. Empathy feels distant or abstract. Everything feels equally meaningless. The problem is not distance. The problem is flattening. When everything feels the same, something is wrong. 7. The quiet cost of scandal fatigue. The biggest cost of scandal fatigue is not ignorance. It's emotional flattening. When your brain practices emotional withdrawal often enough, it becomes very good at it. And it doesn't stop with scandals. That's why some people say, "I don't know when I stopped caring. It just happened." They didn't lose values. They lost emotional access to them. 8. What this reaction is really protecting. Your brain is trying to protect energy stability, emotional balance. But protection without awareness becomes limitation. The goal is not to care about every scandal. That would be impossible. The goal is to choose where your attention goes, instead of letting exhaustion decide for you. 9. A simple self-check. Ask yourself, do I avoid scandals or do I avoid feeling? Can I still feel concern when something directly affects me? Do I feel calm or empty? These questions don't judge you. They simply show whether you stepped back or shut down. If scandals no longer affect you, that doesn't make you broken. It also doesn't automatically make you wise. It means your mind adapted. The question is how? Did you create distance, or did your nervous system close the door? Because emotional freedom is not the absence of care. It's the ability to choose when to care and when to step away. This is the if verse, where emotional clarity matters more than outrage. Subscribe. There's so much more to explore. Thank you for watching.